In this episode, I'm going to show you how to get clients on camera without becoming loud, without dancing, without turning into someone you're not. So you can build a brand that brings people to you instead you chasing them. And I'm going to prove something to you in the next 2 minutes. You don't have an introvert problem, you have an outdated map. Somebody handed you a picture of the world 30 years ago and you have been navigating it ever since. My name is Saeed Mohsen. I'm the founder of Boss Agents Academy. I help introverted and millennial realtors get predictable clients using AI and automation. I have sold over 1,000 homes in the last 12 years, and I have trained over 1,500 agents in the last 5. If you want clients without cold calling or becoming someone you're not, subscribe to this channel. Now let's dive in. Here is what I hear almost every week. Saeed, I'm just very introverted. I cannot do video. And people say it with total certainty, like they're telling me their blood type. It's not a preference problem, it's an identity. Sometimes it comes out a little differently. An agent told me once, people think of me one way. If I start doing videos, they will think of me differently. That's not laziness, that's fear of being seen wrong. Or the softer version, I would rather record and upload than go live, which sounds reasonable, but what it really means is give me an escape hatch. Because if I can re record, I never have to post anything. I get it, all of it. But look at what it costs you. You avoid video, so you go do other stuff. Cold calling, door knocking, hosting endless open houses where you hope someone signs the sheet. Stop and think about that for a second. You avoided talking to a camera in an empty room so you could go talk to 200 strangers who didn't ask to hear from you. Then there is the tech, and the tech gives you the story cover. I had a client who couldn't get her YouTube banner to fit right on Canva. She spent a while on it, then gave up. And her own words, I moved on with my life. That's what really happens. It rarely is one big decision to quit. It's 100 small ones that feel like self-knowledge. I guess this is not for me. So your pipeline stays word of mouth, referrals. Whoever happens to think of you this month. One week you're slammed, next week it's silence. And you can't plan anything because you cannot predict anything. Meanwhile, you watch other agents who are not better than you, build audiences, and you decide they are just different, wired for success. And here is the real cost, the one nobody adds up. You will probably never find out that the thing you have been avoiding is the one channel that actually fits you. If that sounds familiar, there is a better way. Here is the truth. You don't have an introversion problem. You have a generational worldview problem. Let me show you what I mean. Because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. First, a question. If introversion made video impossible, then introverts will go do easier things instead. Right? That's just common sense. But you don't. You picked up cold calling. Think about what cold calling actually is. Talking to a stranger live, unscripted, while they're irritated that you interrupted their dinner. No editing, no do-overs. And video, you, alone, in a room with a phone. You can start over as many times as you want, and nobody is even watching yet. By every measure, the thing you chose is harder for someone like you. So the story was never about difficulty, it was about something else. Here is what it actually is. Think about when you grew up. Who was on camera? News anchors, politicians, celebrities, athletes, people who got picked. Somebody at a network decided they deserved a screen. Being on video required permission. And that was real, that was true. And you absorbed that as a rule. Not because anyone said it out loud. Nobody sat you down and told you video was for outgoing people. You just got brainwashed by it. Then the world changed completely. There is a 5-year-old on the internet right now making more money on video than most real estate agents making in a year. Nobody gave that kid permission. There is nobody left to ask. The rule stayed in your head. The world it came from is gone. It's like still putting on a suit to catch a flight. There was a time that made sense. The rule was real. The world just moved without telling you. Susan Cain, she wrote the book Quiet, which is basically the definitive book for introverts. And she put it perfectly. There is zero correlation between being the best talker and having the best ideas. Read that again. Zero correlation. Nobody is watching your videos hoping to be entertained by your personality. They're watching because they have a question about real estate and they're scared of getting it wrong. They want someone calm who explains things clearly. That's an introvert's home field. That's literally what you are better at. Don't just take my word for it. Let me tell you why this system exists in the first place. I'm introverted. Not kind of quiet at parties introverted. Cold calling and door knocking were genuine torture for me. Not because I couldn't do it. I did it. I sold houses doing it. But because it drained me in a way I could not sustain. So I built something else. This entire system exists because I needed a business model that worked with my personality instead of against it. I didn't overcome being an introvert, I stopped trying to, and I built around it. And it's not just me. Todd Hasty was in the business for 23 years, feast or famine the whole time. He described himself in his own words, I'm an introverted agent getting out of my shell. Today, he is consistently closing 3 to 5 deals every month. He also said something that sums up this whole video. I would rather have people call me. That's the point. He didn't become an extrovert. He built a system where people came to him. Then there is Hassan Khan. Hassan got laid off from his job as a data engineer, brand new to real estate, heavy accent. And his exact fear was the one I hear constantly, that if people saw me on video, they would think about him differently. He posted anyway, organic content on Facebook, no paid ads, not a single webinar, 15 deals in 5 months, $50,000 in GCI. The accent he was scared of turned out to be the reason people remembered him. Then Randy Rogers ran this in New York and pulled over 260 leads. One deal from that closed at a $26,000 commission, which covered every dollar he had spent on ads. Now, one more story because it's my favorite. A client of mine was supposed to go live on Facebook right before he started backing out. Said he wasn't ready, he would rather record it. I told him the fact that you just said that is exactly why you have to go live. Because the resistance is not a warning sign, it's a signal you found the thing that matters. Everything easy, you have already done it and it didn't work. And listen, you already do this, you already do video. You FaceTime your mom, you recorded a walkthrough of a listing for a client who couldn't make the showing. You sent a voice memo explaining a contract clause. You never needed to be an extrovert for any of that because you were talking to a person, not performing for a crowd. Content is the same exact act. You just let strangers into the room afterward. So here is what I want you to take from this. You're not too introverted. You're using an outdated map. You were handed a picture of a world where cameras belonged to famous people, and you have been navigating by it ever since. That's not a personality flaw. That's what happens when the world changes faster than the story about it. And here is the part that should honestly make you a little angry. The thing you have been avoiding for years is the one channel built for people exactly like you. So if you want clients without cold calling or becoming someone you're not, here is what to do next. First, subscribe. Every week, I break down what's actually keeping agents stuck. Second, book a spot for my free 2-hour live workshop. Links in the description. I show you the whole system, including how introverted agents create content without being on camera constantly. For free, nothing to pay for. Third, if it makes sense after that, book a strategy session and we will see if the magnetic brand engine is a good fit for you. No pressure either way. And do me a favor, drop a comment with the one thing that scares you most about being on video. What is it? Your voice? Your accent? What people from your past will think? Whatever it is, I read every single comment. And I promise somebody else has already typed the same thing. I'll see you on the next one.